Hey guys, welcome back. Try this one more time.
I got it.
Oh, you got it this time.
Yeah.
Okay, so last time I made a video. Um, it didn't show up on everybody's. I don't. It might not even show up on you guys. Um, Here, did you push a button?
Yeah, just for funny's sake.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, look at that. Don't, is that you? Don't show up.
No, it's not me.
Oh, cool.
I
Look at
just
that.
now you
See,
should say two, and I'm
the last one didn't show up for this person. I know this. Whoever they are. Okay, I'm gonna go outside and
okay.
finish this weirdness that
Okay.
I do. Welcome, welcome to this first, foremost, and familiar broadcast, which will also be the last of them for this year, probably until next year. I just did one for 22 minutes and no one got an answer. No, Angel, what? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining on this wonderfully rearranged Christmas. Yeah, no one showed up last time. I did 22 minutes live. I thought it was fun, and no one showed up because no one got it. I don't know why they didn't get it, uh, but shit happens sometimes, huh? So here I am. Welcome. You're sick. What are you sick of? What are you sick of? I mean, sick is relevant. Shit. You could be sick of where you live. You could be sick of your car. You could be sick of your job. You could be sick of your relatives. Oh, you got sinus problems? Those are easy to fix. Come on. Go meet an ear, throat, and nose doctor. Yeah, it's a physical sinus. Yeah. Well, if it's a physical problem, then you can fix it physically. But everything can always be fixed spiritually. But if it's really just literally like you got snots up there, go eat some hot shit, man. Go eat some hot food. That's the way to do it. Hot food or do you know what's the sinus, the good stuff for the sinuses. You don't want to put like hot pepper up your nose. What's up, Mr. Curtis Jackson? What's up? What's up, man? How you feeling today? It's a pleasure to have you in the room. Hopefully you're doing well. In fact, let me redact that. I hope you're doing amazing. And in fact, let me redact that. I know you're doing fucking awesome. Let me redact that one and say, I know for absolute certainty that you are having a tremendously amazing day. See? You see how quickly I this is very simple training of the mind. All you have to do is just redact what goes on in your consciousness and say something a little better to yourself about anything, or about your friends, or about people that you hate too. Fuck it. I mean, there's some people out here that everybody hates people, but you gotta realize like it ain't their fault. It's never their fault until they're conscious, and then you could have a real talk. But ain't too many people conscious about that. You can't be mad at your parents. Your parents came from an earlier version. Your parents suck. That's it. That's their fault. They, they saw it's their fault. Now you gotta ask their parents. And then we could talk to your grandma. Then we could talk to your grandma's grandma. We talk to your grandmother's grandfather. We talk to go back how many generations. And then we could figure out what the problem was. And you always say, uh, it's always the, this is the Christian well, I don't know if it's Christian or Christian mystic, but the way of looking at it is you'd say it's the sins of the father. The sins of the father basically mean that you had a bunch of people that came before you that didn't think as beautifully as you thought. And so the more that you think wonderful thoughts, the more you get wonderful. So you can't get sucked back into the past, because the past is, well, I mean, you can relive the past. I mean, that's sometimes the past you want to relive. Don't get me wrong with that, because sometimes we had some good pasts, but the 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 idea of becoming a future like a prophet, or knowing the future, or having that gnosis of things is creating it, because you're right now most people think that everything that's going to occur was already written. They either believe in the world works the way it does, which is very satanic, or they believe that God said it would, which means they're very Christian or Catholic or whatever that is. And it's every other religion too, but you can just separate yourself from that and go, well, I think it should be this way. And if you think that and you know that, then you start to create your own environment, because if you understand that the flower grows in the perfect environment, you don't blame the flower for not growing when it's too cold. You don't blame the environment either, but you take the seed. If you can, if you live in a very cold climate, you're not growing roses anywhere. That's just the way it is. I didn't make up those rules, but it is the way it is. So wouldn't you, rather than trying to force a certain type of crop to grow in a certain attitude, altitude, amplitude, weather, cold climate. You could find things that only grow in cold climates that are going to grow in a warm climate. I mean, it might be sounding like I'm saying like you can only be in a warm climate, but I know people that are too fucking uh, and they're took me 7 minutes to say fucking, but there it is. You can find people that they're too icy in their veins. They could never live next to Ecuador. They could never live in the equator. They could never even get beneath the Tropic of Capricorn or Cancer, because they're cancer ridden. That's why they're up in the cancerous zones, which are cold, and cold is coordinated to. You see these people that tell you that acid, the acid alkaline. Look, I'm gonna show you. Here you go. But fuck whatever I say. Well, I'm gonna do this for fun anyways. Here you go. So people that live in a very cold climate are very alkalinic to begin with, because alkalinic is cold, and acid, which is blue, and acid is red or hot. So there's a reason that people in the northern hemisphere, the cold climates, what they consume is relevant to either them taking underground tubers and roots and vegetation and putting them on a fire, and cooking them and burning them and creating an acidic environment, or finding a way to make, usually things that like you could make an like a beer. You could make, which is what, alkaline or acid? Go ask Dr. Sebi about that shit. Oh wait, he ain't around no more, is he? Go ask these teachers about these acid alkaline, and then go tell me about every beer and every wine and every liquor, and tell me, you know what? You can't tell me shit, because I already done the research, and I know that there's some things that are acid, some things that are alkaline, and it depends on what product you're using to create such a thing. So you put it in your body, and you create a new internal environment. The same way you would create your external environment. So what you start to do is you find an acid alkaline, which is the heat, which is acid. It's red, it's acid, it's hot. People say acid is hot. Alkaline should be cool. Everyone wants to cool their body down. Well, yeah, kinda, but you don't get a cool body. You don't get a cool environment internally by just continually consuming one realm of substance, because you'll kill your system. It's the same way if you continually consumed acid, you'd kill your system. You can consume either one and destroy yourself either way. You're not create. Cancer doesn't exist in the human body because of an alkaline form of the blood. Cancer exists in the body because the acid that should be going into it to burn off the cancer isn't there, because acid burns cancer. Yes or no? Do it outside of the body. Go do yourself a fucking study on it. You can burn, you can recreate, you can, because you don't even know what cancer is. That's the dilemma in the whole system. Because they tell you cancer is this thing that we don't know about. Yeah, everyone's known about this since fucking 1492, when Columbus came to Americas. He knew about the blankets, right? That's a larger joke, but seriously, that's what's going on. Like, because people don't know what acid is, they don't know what alkaline is, they don't know where they don't know what alkaline causing is, and they don't know what acid causing is. Why do you think you can consume for years and years and years? Your family, your everyone you know has consumed a bunch of different products. Shit, come on, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself right now. Come on, you've eaten enough drugs. You know, you might have done drugs because you wanted to eat some pills and went to the doctor, or maybe you had a headache, so you took this, and maybe sometimes you're happy, and then you're like, oh, I'm on a fruit diet, and then sometimes you're like, I need to eat a fucking steak. I want it. Like, all of these things occur, and they're all causing the body to have a different response, because the body is an environment. So if my environment is my body, then around me, if I look around, I live in a city which allows for a lot of things. But if I lived in a different city, it would allow for me to act in a certain way. So I could consume certain things. So you can consume certain things in an environment and adjust the environment. So around you, things will change. But if you lived inside of an environment which only provided you with certain types of substances, that's what you'd have to consume, so that internally your body would adjust its, well, you'd call it pH level, which would be, the capacity for hydrogen. You get all that bullshit, but people make it too complicated. The simplicity is this, that it consume your neighbor, consume what's around you, consume what's provided, consume what's it's right there. Like, yeah, there's a reason to go buy some I don't know, whatever you want. Get on Amazon and go find some cool products, and you might find something that's really groovy and grand and wonderful, that has this certain taste to it, and you make a tea out of it, and yeah, that's gonna help. But local is always going to be better. Like, really, like right now, if I'm walking through the street and I'm about to get my ass beat, what's gonna be a better choice for me? Me make a phone call and somebody get here on a fucking aeroplane and make sure that my life stays intact, or do I just knock on my dude's door across the street and be like, yo, I mean, what is it? It's local. So that local is connected to the same pH levels, because my pH levels around me is I got people over here that are pH north of 7, and I got people that are pH under 3. So what is it? What am I looking for? I mean, I could equally do it without the people. The people are doing the same thing because they're the same kind of plants that the actual plants are, that the elements are, which is literally this is why people consume animals too. Because some people, some people in some places require the blubber and the fat of the whales, because that's where they live. And some people require the deer because there's fucking 50 million deer in their backyard. Like, well, shit. If I had somebody trying to eat all my plants off of the garden that I'm growing, yeah, I'm gonna shoot their brains out, and I'll say thank you for doing that, and let me eat the body and take all the that would be the way it would be done. So find yourself something local in your environment that provides some capacity for you to generate energy for yourself and to erect wisdom. See, erect wisdom. That's so masculine context, right? You just gotta completely. You're the capacitor for this realm. You know, you look around, look at churches. Why do you think people go to churches? Because it's yeah. Thank yes, local coffee and milk. There you go. Thank you, Dimension. There you go. I'm gonna get back to what everybody said, but that's what it is. Like, it's your local shit. It's coffee ain't great unless, of course, it's like I can walk. Why is coffee on every corner? Why is you can get shit beer everywhere, you can get shit coffee everywhere, and you can get like McDonald's everywhere? Well, there must be something wrong with those things then. But you can walk into a bar and find something nice, and you can also walk into Starbucks and find like their better version of coffee that they got from the Arabia variety that was like tainted with the chemicals and blah blah blah. But the fact that the same store offers you chemically uh, ridden coffee and also some good coffee should, like, I mean that's great, but like upcharge you to make you healthy, that's weird. That's weird. That's weird shit, ain't it? So let me see what everybody. Let's see who's up in here. Hmm. The Angel, what sauna in a second? Yeah, I might walk over across the street and get in the sauna too. Michael DeLine, what's up, man? CJ, you the funniest too, man. Because you always find a way to up the value of the words that I speak, and you type in a better way. Like you're in a I was gonna say immense, immaculate, and inspiring writer of, you're cordial, and you're even when I spoke to you in like when we did the live shit, like I was a little upset that we didn't get to do that live on camera for everybody. You know, you only get to speak, like I only get to speak to you that time, and people don't even know this cat out here could really speak some wisdom and some truth and honesty. And if you gave him 2 seconds rather than 1 second, he would be able to type better than I could speak. That's hard to do. Where are we at? Third degree, 3 degrees, and eating Turkish figs. Figs are my favorite fucking fruit. They're like giant grapes that hold nourishment. This is why, like, people used to do fasts with figs, bread, and milk. Those are the three things that people used to fast with: figs, bread, milk, chocolate, and honey. Those are the five. But the three major ones. Figs are a big one because they're really good for your testicles and your ovaries, and they're also good for removing anything from your system because there's so much fiber in them. And so figs are the fucking amazing thing. I love figs, and it's a great way to sweeten anything. If you find some fig syrup or any kind of like date syrup and fig syrup are pretty much the same thing. I just don't like dates. I like figs. It was always funny when Cam, it was always funny because it was like, Cam, like why he's always cammed up. He just got the single eye on him, huh? I mean, isn't that what a cam is? Isn't the camera? The Cameron, the Cameroon. Angel, what? Yeah, I think you'd want to go with date syrup. Fig syrup's going to be real expensive, I'm pretty sure. I think you're just going to find date syrup. Date syrup is going to be delicious anyways because you don't need all the extra fiber, which you'll find in figs. And figs, they grow in twos like a set of testicles or like your ovaries, and they have a bunch of energy that are reproductive. CJ, man, that's so funny. You know what? That's you tripping me out, B. You tripped me out, my friend, because the reason I'm not gonna do any more broadcasts for at least 90 days, I think, is because I'm gonna do like I'm just gonna show people like how quickly Zen go from like 150. Like I'm like I don't know what I'm weighing right now. I'm probably like I might be like 160 of a lot of slop right now. Like there's fucking I'm a mess of a human right now, and like physically. I know I'm pretty good, but like you get a little fat on you, you get a little silliness on you. But I'm gonna do a urine fast, get down to probably 150, and then put on 25 pounds of muscle and get my whole steezy, my immaculate panache, as it were. I could put that back on real quick. You know what's funny is ain't nobody seen me like that. Everybody's seen me kind of just in between weights. No one's ever seen me actually doing physical shit out here. Thinking all I do is talk, which is fucking hilarious and clueless. But I think that's maybe what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna get on 100%. 100%. Let me just show you what happens if you put urine and a few fruits and whatever the fuck in your body. Like I'll go through the whole patterning and what to do with it. But I'm not gonna put it up on YouTube for free no more. But I'll go through it and I'll just like show you how quickly you can get big. You know how people get online, they got that 90-day protocol. They're like, all of a sudden they go from like this weird looking motherfucker to like superhuman. Like, yeah, 90 days is gonna be easy. Like, I'll probably do it in like 40, but I'll do a fast first, lose some weight, and I'll videotape most of what I do every day, and then share it with people. Just because I think, because it's, I don't think anybody really gets it yet. Like how many times I've already done that. I've been doing that every couple of years since I was fucking 20. And Angel, what? I don't like dates. No, I like dates with women. I don't like. I prefer figs. Come on, put a fig in your mouth. A fig tastes way better than a date. A date just is like. A date's a weird thing. And Cam, but let me finish this. Your boy been doing sprints and exercise. I could tell you like Wiley is close to what he's doing, but he's got a few right rhythms of what he's doing. But there's a lot of I'll tell you, and then I'll do some videos on it. But like yeah, there's you got to turn it to single patterning of movements. I Yeah, it's like isometrics is the most important thing. It means you really. The point is this: you shouldn't have to pick up a weight. You shouldn't have to grab a bar. You shouldn't have to do shit other than use your body against itself, which would be the most it's the most ISO. Like it's like if you want to play one-on-one with somebody, like ISO is not going to work for a lot of people because you're not gonna beat a better player and you're not gonna beat yourself. So you can, if you want to jump higher, there's things you can do. If you want to like have big fat strong muscles, but if you want to be like Bruce Lee, okay, let's just ask yourself this: what did Bruce Lee do? You thought Bruce Lee just lifted weights sometimes, but what he was doing was just whooping people's asses and also isometrics. So that's the you want, and I've said this before. I'm gonna do a couple videos on these old timey like these old timey cats that used to be vegetarian and also fast. The beginning of getting in shape and the Bibles of, if I can say Bibles of getting in shape, were always a bunch of people that understood how the body functioned, and they would do fasts, and they would be stronger after they did the fast. If they knew they had to do like a weightlifting competition in 3 days, they would fast for 3 days or 4 days or whatever. And so they would do that. They knew that getting rid of the excess shit in their body would cause them to be stronger. And so they did that. And now we got a bunch of people that just look really big, but just aren't really strong, and they're not very flexible. And if you really want to, flexibility, flexibility is going to trump strength every day. But flexibility plus strength, and then you get into like, so you got the fast twitch, you got the slow twitch, and then you got the middle muscle, which your boy got into the, yeah, he kind of made the intermediary twitch muscles like the more prominent thing. Like, I don't agree with completely, but I dig his channel, Elliot Hulse. If you don't know him, go check him out. He's one of the greatest like strength teachers out there. So you got Elliot Hulse. Here, I'll give it to you like this. You got Elliot Hulse, and you got oh man, what's his name? Let me. His book is Supple Leopard, and his name is. Can anybody tell me Supple Leopard? And it's how to create. You become stronger by creating more space. If you create more space, you have more strength. And space is connected to your flexibility, like. And flexibility gives you strength just on the fact that you can move in a wider range of motion. A wider range of motion is superior to, like, yeah, you might be able to throw a good punch, but if I can get the fuck out the way of it and grab your neck, that's easier, right? You know, that's the sensibility of space over power. And yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that another time. See, this is the kind of shit that I just give away for free right now. And CJ, what's up, man? Yeah, start the raps and R's with Zen and Cam. Yeah, we can do that anytime, man. This is. Man, that's awesome, man. And I, you know, I do apologize for not jumping in with what you were saying earlier about the music shit. I just didn't know what I was supposed to do for you, man. That's all. Yeah. You bought the 166? I can put you on the 90 days. You want to do 90 days with me? I'll tell you how to do it. I'll tell you, me and you do it. But we'd have to do it on the low, kind of like we would create it, and we would maybe once a month, or maybe once a week. I don't know. Show people like what occurs. For me, on my own, I would just be like, nah, I'll get back to you in 90 days. Like, look at me now. Look at me first. Look at me now. You know, that kind of, look at me now, motherfucker. That kind of shit. But yeah, Fire Jake, there you go. The Yoga Shivambu fasting, ISO, Tai Chi pranayamas. That is the Mama Jambas. Thank you, Fire Jake. That is exactly what it is. You've actually said one of the most amazingly perfect things. And these are all the correct words. Yoga, well, I mean, yoga is the craziest, biggest thing, but I know you mean stretch a little bit. Shivambu, drink the fucking piss. Fasting to take yourself off of the hard, dense foods. ISO to specialize in one thing. The Tai Chi, which means the energy that come from internal, and the pranayama, which would mean like to breathe properly. Yeah, I mean, shit, that's it right there. Oh, Paul Chek, CJ, Paul Chek is, oh, Kelly Starrett, thank you. Paul Chek is not my favorite. I like him because of his audacity, and I like him for some of the things, but his dietary way about going about things, nah, I don't agree with at all. Like, he's well far off the dietary habits. That's why he kind of looks old, and he's kind of bald, and he's kind of you know, he's just older. I mean, in his time and the knowledge that he got, it just not my teachers, you know, and I don't agree with it. I'm more Kelly Starrett is the greatest of showing how the body functions. Elliot Hulse is one of the greatest for showing how the body can be strong, and Paul Chek is in the middle there. And then there's a few other teachers that I'm not gonna put on. I'm not gonna put out there right now because they're specialized teachers. It's one of the greatest dunking champions of the fucking world that is like a fucking 5'9" white dude from France, and then there's a few other people but Kelly Starrett is an amazing dude. So yeah. What up, Edwin Beverly? What's up, everybody else? Let me go fill my glass up again, and when I come back here, I'll continue this story on in about. I'm gonna give you guys 72 seconds. You guys right now are like the ex-girlfriend that I want to fuck at least 3 or 4 more times tonight. That's how it works. Because like it does upset me that I'm not going to be able to do this for like I'm going to have to do this like once a week and probably not do it live. You know, just do it on the low and then like maybe get back to you. Oh shit, there we go. Ido Portal. There, thank you about that. Ido Portal is another person. Ido Portal and thank you. Elliot Portal and Kelly Starrett, if they haven't done a video, they should do it. And I wanna fucking be there to film it and to talk shit to them. But I'm gonna keep. Let's see, Terrence McKenna mixed with Bruce Lee. Yeah, Terrence McKenna is one of my favorites, except for a few things. Bruce Lee is one of my favorites. All stops. Like Terrence McKenna is amazing, mouthy motherfucker like me. Bruce Lee is one of the greatest humans to ever have graced this land. Ido Portal, other than him for a while calling fucking vegetarians and vegans weak, he is a great motherfucker. Wim Hof, I appreciate the energy he's gone through to know what he knows. And yeah, you know, Wim Hof, I learned after I met, I don't know if you know, but a lot of the information that I got for the early videos that I made, I don't even know how the fuck it happened. It was really weird. You know how you always find these kind of weird little intersecting, interesting entanglements into how you understand things and come across information. It was this cat. His name is man. It's so funny. He's this Canadian dude, and he was actually on a show with a skateboard cat. Oh, that's so funny. I'm trying to visualize it real quick. So his name is Core Love, and I don't know if you can find him on the U.S. media because he's from somewhere else now. But he's a Canadian dude that was in the U.S. for a while that is now down in. I think he's down near Savon in those parts. But he used to all the breath work shit that I put out there was all courtesy of him. I mean, that's that dude's shit. But I watched hours and hours, like dozens, hundreds, probably hundreds of hours of his videos. Because he used to offer it for free, And one of the worst things that I've ever done is just took all of his information for free and never gave him anything in return. But he already had dough. I mean, he was already a fucking like he already had he was a fucking 6 or 7 figure cat. So I didn't really I didn't feel like I needed to, I thought he was being helpful to the understudies. But anyways, the point is, the information he gave out is Wim Hof on steroids. That's what I was getting at. I've given out the Wim Hof on steroids method, which is Wim Hof mixed up with core. See, I'm not saying core birth. I'm saying core love. Core love is his name. His name used to be Corey something else. I'm not gonna tell you, but he just flipped his name around and went from like the opposite to love. So yeah, let me see what's going on here. And Terence McKenna always said like culture is not your friend. Yet, you know what the funniest thing about Terence McKenna is? Words and so 1 per week check-in. Yeah, we could do that quick. We could do that quicker than that. I would do it with you more quicker than once a week, man. Let me give you the Terence McKenna analogy though. Terence McKenna was the cat that said culture is not your friend, yet he created a culture. Terence McKenna said, I don't want to be anything like your hero. I don't want to be anything like, but he created the counterculture movement. If you really listen close to a lot of what he said, he was given a lot of good information, but then every once in a while he would just like dip into some other weird shit. The dude had a brain aneurysm because he ate too many mushrooms. I mean, that was the problem. You can't eat mushrooms every day and also do all the extra chemicals and not think that you're gonna have a fucking brain, hemorrhage. That's not gonna work well. Because some of those strategies are gonna go wrong if you're that kind of alchemist. But dude, I fucking appreciate the fuck out of him because he went through all the shit to explain to people truth and wisdom, which he has done completely and totally. But there were some things that he said that just if you get caught up in the rigmarole, like you're not gonna hear it. But he said some dumb shit. Yeah. So what about the mushroom god? Did the women do the mushrooms or just the men? There you go. Because women like to be out here. Oh, so you got women, you got black women, you got black, and you got white, and none of those are real. Everybody's brownish. We're all brownies out here. But the identification of the cultural knowledge, and when I say cultural knowledge, what I'm saying is the difference between a mushroom god, which would be like a dick, right? That's a mushroom is a penis. That's that, right? So what's the other? So the first man that was so wise and so brave that he would eat a oyster. Why do you think there's an oyster? There's an oyster cult. I'm giving that kind of concept. I'm not saying oysters and I'm not saying mushrooms. I'm just saying those two things are how society and culture identifies masculine and feminine. So the masculine and feminine culture, like go look up the music by the oyster cult, the oyster culture, the oyster cult, right? Go look up the shamanism, where the last video I made was called the shamanism, the Christmas, whatever I said there. The identity of Satan and Santa is the mushroom cult, the mushroom gods, because they were creating all of like you have a lot of people out here today say women can create life without a man. Like, okay, let's try it out, everybody. Let's see how that works. Let's go see how this transhumanism, this transvestite culture works, because that's what it is, transitioning, right? Well, the transitioning is really just making man more feminine and feminine more man, but that's not a physical trait, it's a mental trait. It's internal trait. But then people try to express it outwardly, and then we get all fucked up. Now you got a bunch of people trying to say women can create a baby without a man. Okay, have fun with that. You know, I don't see how it works. Just like you think they just go like, oh, a woman's more powerful. Okay, well then why can't you make a layup? Why can't you make a layup off of a fucking, you know what I mean? To be playing, you can't play the same games. See, it's how people use language that they don't understand what they're saying because it's all allegorical. The allegory is the masculine and feminine create the union of all of creation. It's not that I'm a man, so I'm superior, and it's not that a woman is superior. It's not a black woman is the most superior. It's not the white man is the most superior, because that's what you have. You have a battle between the black woman and the white man. That's what's going on in the world right now. Watch it in culture. Watch it everywhere you look. It's the black woman and the white man. That's what's going on, because that's what they're selling you in Hollywood. And that black woman is from the most ancient of cultures, and they're in the outer ring, which they're still in the golden era, and they're connected to one of the most ancient cultures. And then what you have now is a bunch of, you'd call them the white man, even though they're not black and not white. They're just melanated differently because they've been through the sun differently. And you have this well, in the middle, you got the Asiatic traits, the yellow people, right? You got the yellow man, the red man, the brown man, the white man. That's about the size of it. And so why you think everybody that said everybody puts it on Hitler too? Ain't it funny? Because Hitler wasn't even that. Because they say he was what? He was like, what color hair and what color eyes did he have? What color hair and what color eyes? But if you look closer, he didn't have those color hair and those color eyes. Because he was part of the Aryan race. The Aryans are connected to the most recent that came out of the center of the realm. The Aryan people are. And then you have the people the farthest out the realms, which have dipped through all the realms, that are more full of knowledge, yes. That seems to be the more melanated figure. And obviously, if everything was birthed through the channel of woman, which would be the center realm, it expressed all of the energy. But it didn't get there without the masculine energy. That's the duality. And it's not duality, it's just it's so funny to talk about this in a very plain way. And I'm making it as plain as possible. We live in Atlantis. There's red people and there's yellow people here. Mostly red. The yellow people, the Asian people, the red people are the fucking dots. Why do you think they put the red dots in their forehead? Why do you think they got the feathers in their ear? And you got the short people, and you got the tall people, you got the giants, you got the midgets. You know, these are real things. So what do we have? We have the people in the farthest realms, which are the darkest, most melanated. They normally stay out there because they don't want to come into these realms, because there's too much patriotic duty here. The next realm is Asiatic. That's the second realm. They're Asian. Why do you think the patriarchal culture is so prevalent in the Asiatic cultures, the really Asian ones? And then some black people say they're Asiatic, but they're not. They're from the next realm out. But they take the dragon blood, because the dragon blood is the next one in. And then you go in one here, and Atlantis got dipped under the sea. And then the next realm in was who's the people? Who owns the realm right now? Apparently, this is what they say. This is, I don't know who's saying it, but they say it. The Aryans. The Aryan race is the blonde hair, blue eyed. Hitler didn't have blonde hair or blue eyes. He had brown hair. He was the brownest hair motherfucker ever. Which I don't even know he existed the way that anybody thinks. And I hate to bring it like to that kind of bullshit, because that is bullshit. To like, but why is everybody even talking about him? Why is everybody talking about like the Holocaust? Why is everybody talking about 9/11? Why is everybody talking about like the black and white divide? Why is everybody talking about this shit? I, I bring this up once in 400 fucking, once in 1,000 videos, just to make it very clean and clear that like, yo, y'all got the same blood. I mean, you might not have the same blood I do because my blood is clean and clear and golden, just like my mind. That's just me being egotistical and funny, but like shit, everybody has the opportunity to do that. Everybody has the opportunity to go sit out in the sun, get their vitamin D. And it's not even a vitamin, it's a hormone. And even if well, is it a hormone? Is it a vitamin? Who the fuck cares? What's melanin? What's melatonin? You sleep good? What's serotonin? What's melanin? You know. So, I think that I don't know why I started this one, but this is fun. This is fun, anyways. So, what is it that people are trying to find? Like, I don't care what. Let me go back to this. Let me go back to the higher order of things. Let me go back to the atomic man. Let me go back to the Atman. Let me explain to you what it is. Everybody desires something that is there, a world that they like. I don't care what the fuck you look like. I don't care what colors you like. I don't care. You can like any color you want. You know what I like when I'm really down? Sometimes I like to listen to really like blues music, but other times I like to listen to like fiesta music. I like to listen to very like happy, you'd call it like the like salsa or something. Like salsa. You eat salsa, it's red. What do you think? Why do you think they call it salsa music? Because it's red, salsa. So where do you think these things come from? It's not. The division of colors is not black and white. The division of colors is clear. Anybody tells you that the triangle that you see, that you get white light that comes in that gives you 7 colors, doesn't know what's going on. You get clear light that gives you infinite colors, and you express yourself through that. And that's all the vibrations and sounds you get. That's all the colors you get. That's the smells you get. That's everything that you do. Thank you, Fire Jake, for the pound me too comment. That's a very funny one. Yeah, because it is funny because if somebody does that, you know what? That chick is she's like, excuse me, can you comment on this so you can come and pound me too? Yes, yes. That's one of the I don't remember who made that joke, but it's amazing. Everybody forgot what pound meant because they don't know how to use a phone, but they call it. You just put the pound sign in front. Pound me too. That must not have been started by just. Uh, uh, I was gonna say Joe Schmo, but I'm gonna say Jolene Schmoley or whatever the fuck her name is. No one started that, but a larger idea, because it was pound me too. It wasn't whatever they. What is the pound? I don't even know what pound sign means in this realm. Because to me it says pound because I came from the time the phone was 1 through 9, and you got the pound over here, and you got the star over there. Oh, hashtag. Thank you for saying that. Hashtag me too. Yeah, hashtag. No, it's not a hashtag. That's not a hashtag. That's a fucking pound. That's a pound. Pound this. I'm gonna start a new one. I'm gonna say something really stupid. I'm gonna start it tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. We'll say something real dumb tomorrow. Mm. Yeah, I wish I could put some music on here right now, but if I do, then this gets waterboarded. This gets undercut, like my last video that nobody showed up to because it didn't show up on anybody's channel. I did a 22-minute video and no one showed up because it didn't show up on because Because my friend was like, yo, didn't you just do a video? I was like, yeah. She's like, it didn't show up on my shit. I was like, why not? And she goes, I don't know. I was like, is my bell next to my name with the little quotes around it? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, why didn't it show up? And she goes, I don't know. I was like, yeah, then maybe that's why nobody showed up for fucking half the fucking video. Or actually the whole video. The Pound Me Too broadcast. There we go. Fire check. Don't make me do that. You know who could do that though? Hey, Fire Drake, you know exactly Maya and Jenny could do that. Oh, there we go. Maya and Jenny could do that. Cora would do that and just start laughing at it. But, and then Maya would just talk for like fucking 8 hours. Maya should do it though. He could do a Pound Me Too broadcast. Yeah. Yeah. So I've done 3 shows in the last 3 hours. In the first one, I had a bunch of people, and then I was like, "Hey, I'll be right back on. Let me just cancel, and let me just get off my phone and get on this thing." And then no one showed up, like as if I didn't even press the buttons. Then I asked my friend, like, "What's going on? Why didn't anybody show up?" And then I did another broadcast, and now here you guys are. Weird, right? I take it as a compliment, though. I don't really. It doesn't bother me too much. It's just another humorous element to the this grand exploration into space and weirdness and technology. Yeah, they starting and trying to. Hey, Fire Drake, yeah, they tried to, yeah. Ah, Fire Drake, man, I'm sorry you don't get this. You know, yeah, I know this. I know this because there's no way I've been doing this for a year and I always have the same amount of people that show up. I get more people that hit me up on the email and the Instagram and the any way they can, and they're like, "Hey, dude, thank you." And then everybody says like, "I never get the fact that you're doing a live show." I'm like, "Oh, well, I didn't do that." My bad. Yeah, yeah, it's what happens, man. Shit. If I could send everybody an email, but I couldn't even control that because if Google and YouTube and all this shit in the same bedfellow together, I didn't join their club. I mean, I ain't saying shit on YouTube and I ain't saying shit on Google, but like as if they're like bad. I'm just saying like how the fuck it is, how fuck it is. Alive and awake. Yeah, I know. I hear you, man. I don't expect everyone to show up. That's not it. That's not it at all, man. But it's like when you see people with like, I see people with the same amount of subs as I do, but then there's like 10 times the amount of people that show up live to their shows. I'm like, how the fuck? Is it just because I make too many shows, or because I talk too much shit, or because then I go back into blaming myself, and then I go, no, I can't do that. Can't do that. No. Yeah. Well, thank you, Fire Drake. All right, guys. I got one more beverage. I'm gonna fill this up one more time. I'm gonna fill up my cup one more time, and I will have this last. We'll call it what are we at? 54 minutes. I'll do another. I'm gonna try to get right to 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds, because that's what I do every time that it shows up that way. Or no, actually I don't do that, but I'll give you guys another 15, 16 minutes, and we can dig in deep to anything, and we can talk some shit or whatever. So it's up to you guys. Let me dip inside, get this last beverage, and then I gotta get the fuck off of here. and throw myself off the balcony. Hopefully I hit something soft. Talk to you guys in about 78 seconds. Okie dokie. This is everyone's last opportunity till the new year, the actual new year, which will be April 1st. And from then on, this shit is probably gonna be live in a different way. Um, Hopefully, I'll have put on my 15 pounds of muscle, and hopefully I've also coordinated with enough people that this shit is not as not live as I need it to be, because I'd rather speak to a larger audience. So this is your last opportunity. You better take it, take it seriously. And 15 minutes countdown. Let's go. Who's in here? Alive and awake. Yeah, I hear you on that, man. I mean, high vibes is. I'll give you a very short version of this. High vibes ain't just always positive vibes. High vibes are just honest vibes. It's being authentic and truthful and honest and integral. Not with your audience, but with yourself. Because if you're honest with yourself, then your audience shows up in the same way. So that's what people, I think, are looking for, that they attempt to do, that they don't really do. But if you spend enough money, if you participate enough in those worlds, they'll make sure that you have an audience. I just don't put my money into it. How you gonna put something you don't got into things? If you're made of money, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna piece myself apart and pull myself apart to give it to someone else. Shit, I've been doing that for way too long. I can't give away something I don't have. I'm not money. I'm God. You can't give God away. God was already free to begin with. Mm. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. You said something about Ralph Smart. Ralph Smart is he made one really beautiful video where he was like, the reason he does what he does is because someone told him that they were going to kill themselves and they didn't, because they heard his voice. And when he said that, and he said it in a really honest way, I was like, I knew he was a cool cat. But he definitely, I mean, like, shit, you need the money. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? You got 1 million subs, like, fucking make your dough, dude. Like, I got no problems with that cat. But yeah, I hear you on the people like that. Like he actually, most of that is probably honest. Most of those million subs is honest. Because even though he smiles a lot and he talks a lot, because he was given that opportunity. So respect that. That's what I would say about him. Oh shit! Look at the little. I got a little white cat. Normally black cats cross my path, but I got a white cat across the street. Everybody tells you to be scared of the black ones. The white ones, I don't know. It's hard to see that. It's easy to see them in the night, but it's hard to see them during the day because they're never out. You want to see it? Shit. What's up, little kitty cat? What you doing over there? Johnny, yeah, go. Once upon a time, you heard the Atlantis people harness the power of dark energy. See, now that's the confusing part about Atlantis and what you'd call the Tartarians. That's a curious conundrum right there. I would love someone to figure that one out, because that one I can't figure it out yet. Uh, but the movie that I watched tonight, which I told everyone about 2 videos ago, which is Aquaman. Go watch that. That was literally about the Atlanteans. Where the half breed came and ruled the world because he could breathe the oxygen above and the water below. I mean, that was kind of the he was in between realms. Fire Jake, thank you, man. Yeah, I know, man. I know this. And it, you know what? The meek, they call me the meek Zen. It's like the meek shall inherit the earth. But this ain't my earth. This is just a place that I reside for a little while, and I can help people the way I can. So I don't want the whole thing. I just need a little space. That's all. Yeah, but the algorithms, you're right, man. They no, they cannot. No. Yeah, Firejack, there you go. Seriously, yeah, the Sirius. I already, my dog is from Sirius. Her name was originally Sirius. Her name is Black Star Dog Star. Yeah, but it's like you only stand in the shadows so you can gain the knowledge and the wisdom of what the darkness is, to provide light out of your eyes. It's- a lot of people will say, why do you like? I don't like lights on in the house. I don't like that shit. I don't like lights anywhere, because it gets in the way of me being able to produce lights out of my eyes. So I can see things other people can't, because the light is not a scary place. In fact, the light probably is a little more fearful to me, because there's too many sets of energies in the light, because everyone wants to come out when it's bright. But if you looked into there's a few systems. One is called the bright the bright system. Mm. Look up look up how people win scholarships. One is called the Bright Scholarship. Look up the Bright Scholarship. But the people that participate in providing the most light seem like they're the most darkest, but they're not. But they came out that this is why everybody you hear about that used to play basketball. This is why you hear about everybody in Hollywood that was like this or that. They provide more light for everyone because they were in the dark shit. Anybody that didn't have as a child, or like grew up out the, you know you're gonna find two things. If you grew up on a sidewalk, you're getting drowned in there, Or you're gonna be the flower, like Tupac. You remember the flower, the rose, and the rose and the concrete. Remember this? It's the same. It's the same allegory to the story that, like, okay, we're all seeds. We all got buried, but grow up and become the most whatever. You know, that's it. That's how it's done. Alive and awake. Yeah, the bodybuilding thing is something. Yeah, that's something I've really wanted to do for a while, but I didn't feel the connection to it to do it because, like, who's gonna believe that I know absolutely how it's done if I'm sitting here like I'm a buck 60 right now, staying in between, uh, you know, drunk, fat, stupid, idiotic, dumb, that is 160 pounds of nothingness, you know. Like, who's gonna believe me? I wouldn't believe a doctor. I wouldn't believe that motherfucker that told me if they didn't look the part, you know. So I mean, I could tell you, it'd be very easy. I've actually put the video out there and told people how to do it. But I was like, unless I'm 175 pounds of, like, raw molten steel of just, I just, I'm fucking golden age of shit. Like, no one's really gonna believe it. like like you should believe it. It's I've given enough pinpoints to people so they can understand it and do it themselves, and some people have. But unless I do it, it just like, here's what it looks like. They're not gonna really go, oh, that he just really did that. That's you know. But I hear you. I would do that video. I've done that video a couple of times, but it's I think I put it on homeostasis. I think I put it on fucking. I'll give it to somebody if they want to know. Edwin Beverly, the Lumerians are the nuclei, and they came before Atlantis. Lumerians, no, yeah, the Lumerians came before Atlantis. Yes, you're correct. That's why they're not outer realm. The Lumerians are the Asians. The outer realm beyond the Asians are the melanated people. Okay, and then you have the Asians, and then you have Atlantis, and then you have the inner. There's four realms right now. The outer realm is the what you call the melanated blacker version, then the Asian version, and then where we are, which is on Earth, but everything is Earth because Earth just means what's on the floor, the ground, and then Atlantis got pushed under. But that's why we can't see Atlantis. That's why we're that's why we're in the age we are, which is of complete we don't see. And inside there, what we have is um, the most white version, which would be the Aryans, which are from the air realm. So if there's four things to everything right now, what you have is black Mama Earth, the blackest realm, and in the middle you have the Aryans, which is air, Aryans. So if you have air on the inside and earth on the outside, then you got fire and water in the middle. And then the Atlanteans obviously are water. So what are the Lumerians? See, it's already been given in many different ways to people. So air, fire, earth, and water. Earth on the outer realm. Fire. Fire is why the look. Fire is why the Asian people love the dragons because they're the fire breathers. Look at it. Look at it. It's so simple. It's so simple if you just take the allegories and the stories that you were given and realize they're the truth. The outermost realm is Earth, because you need Earth first, and then for Earth to continue to exist, what you need is fire, which is the dragon realm, which is the yellow realm, and then you need water. And the water is the Atlantean realm, so we're stuck in the Atlantean realm, and inside you have air, which is the Aryan race. And the Aryan race is still breathing. That's what that fire-breathing dragon is about. But we're crossing a threshold, at least in this realm. I mean, every realm is crossing a threshold, but it's just not. It's the farthest out realm already got the experience of all four. This is why everybody says the Black Mama Earth is the oldest, because it certainly is. It's not Black Mama Earth, it's brown. It's the dark brown Mother Earth. Earth was the oldest. This is why the angels, which is the anglicized, or the people that speak, came out of the into the realm of solid. So the Aryans took over the solid realm, which bound with the Atlantean, and the Atlantean is the water realm. And then they figured out how fire worked, because you have to know how to breathe first, and then understand water, and then you understand. It's a very simple process, but because it's made out to be some sort of allegory, but it's not. It's actually how it's always worked, and this is why. Well, back when you find these black people that call themselves Jews, which they are, they're the real Jewish folk. No, they're actually the Jews. Well, I mean, there's a better way of saying that, but you have Jews and Jewish. That's the outer realm, and then you have the. Why do you think white people are called Caucasian? They're Asian, because the Asians were the ones in the realm internal. The Caucasus Mountains and the Asian people. The Caucasus Mountains are the cold regions. So the people from the air, the Aryan realms from the Caucasus Mountains. The Caucasians are the people that came down from the outer space, or the upper space, or the higher realms. Like the fallen angels, or the angelic creatures, which are blonde hair and blue-eyed, came down and interacted with the Asians. So you get the Caucasus, or the Caucasians. That's what happened. But then you have an outer realm, which is brown. You have the inner realm, which that's the... Yeah, imagine a buffed out Zen. I never, I got up to about 185 pounds one time, which is way too much. But you can't. I get my ass beat every day. You can't just kind of be big. Like if you talk as much shit as I do, you got to just be like a lanky motherfucker just talking shit. You can't be. Oh, I'm not gonna fight everybody over the shit that I think I know. My nose would be way too big. It's already too big as it is. I need a broken nose every fucking day. A fire Jake, yeah. I thank you for saying that. I know that, man. But I mean, I just that's the conundrum of being serious and also being a jokester. Like I think this is a fun adventure, and I take this shit serious, man. I do, but at the same time, like, how serious could I be? I'm not serious B. Johnny, yeah, I probably used to be, but got bored and decided to forget he was. Yeah, you're very close to it, my friend. Yes, yes, yes. That's why I like to teach, man. But you know, uh, I'm somewhere in between teaching and doing. You know, I mean, if you know everything but you can't do it and you don't do it, like what good is it? What good is it to know anything if you don't do it? And I appreciate that statement. It's just something that because I've done it so many times that I just like right now I feel like it's like a part of my life where I'm like teach the things that you know. So like nobody on here knows who I was fucking 8 years ago. You don't know 108 pound Zen fucking, you know, two-handed dunking on people. You don't know that. You know Zen that can't get off the ground and just does some funny shit, right? Just talks a bunch of goofy shit. And I think that's humorous because physical form is irrelevant to my mind. Because when I go to sleep at night, I could do lots of things. But because the places I go are just as solid as this place that you live in. And so my hopes and my dreams are that everybody can have dreams like I do. Because my dreams don't involve anything other than awesomeness. That's about it. I mean, it's just like how can I like, do I have to do it here in this realm to show you that in this realm like do you remember that that movie where he's on the rooftop and he's about to jump into the pool. And here it is, rooftop, jumping in the pool because the pool is a water element. This always happens. This is a god does this, and he goes, "If I just jump in this pool, I'm a golden god." He says, "I'm a golden god." Now, if I did that, it would be too much like that. Like I'm trying to impress upon people that in this realm, I can have $10 billion and all the cool shit and be fucking a perfected being. And that's not. That is what it is. That is what it is, but it isn't. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to want to acquire the extra shit. But if you get it, and that's what, and shit. Like I'm sitting here, look at these cars over here. There's a couple cars across the street from me. There's this little Benzie over here, and there's an Audi, and there's a. But I'm like, no, I don't really need that. The bus is good enough. The streetcar. You know what? In fact, fuck it. My legs are good enough. But what I want anyone to walk around this realm on their feet forever and not have a fucking luxury car with someone driving them around so they could sit in the back seat and just be, no, that's not what I want for anyone, any one of you at all. What I want is if you'd enjoy to have a fucking, like, how many, like, is this car even big enough? I don't know. Like, what should I share with you? I'll share the whole fucking thing with you. And that's the thing but I just don't know what it is that any of you want. So I can't give it to you. Just so simple it is. Because you don't have to ask me for it. You just you have to ask yourself for it. And whatever it is. Unless you don't like things. Shit. I don't need things, but I like things. And I think that's the best way to observe reality is what you have doesn't define you, but what you have really, shit. Doesn't it kind of sort of maybe help that you have a little better, I don't know, a better physical form? Johnny Lane, the whole history in flat Earth is a great one. Yes, man. Yes, it would be fun as hell, wouldn't it? I mean, in my newer variety of thoughts, I think that both of the ideas of flat Earth or round Earth or whatever that is, um, and thinking there might have been a flood or whatever. Like, I think that's interesting. I think it's great to talk about. I think it's great to analyze, but I don't think you should get stuck in it. And people got stuck on flat Earth. People got stuck on. People are going to get stuck on the mud floods too. They're going to get really stuck in the mud floods. I mean, think about it. Think about it. They went from flat. Now you're stuck on a flat Earth with a dome over it. There ain't no dome over this shit. Stop that. Ain't no dome over here. You can go anywhere you fuck you want. And then now people that are on that, they're gonna go from flat Earth. They ain't gonna drink no piss though. Let me remind you of that. They ain't gonna drink no piss. They're gonna go from flat Earth and they're gonna go in the mud floods and get their fucking feet stuck in the mud, and they ain't gonna get out of that mud flood. And they're gonna be stuck in 1897. Man, I told you I'm 40-40. My vision is twice 2020. But that's what people are gonna do. I'm gonna say this one more time for everybody, because you might all be new here right now, and if you were here last time I said this, I apologize for saying it again, but I'm gonna say it because I think it's important. And here's what I'm gonna say: if you understood the Earth was flat and this realm that we live on is pretty fucking flat, then you could maybe find out that urine is the best way to transition your life and your mind, and realize how simple it is. But if you got in like that, you might do that. You might do that. But if you got into like, you could drink piss and you're like, oh holy shit, like this is the way. Flat Earth is simple. Flat Earth is simple. But if you took flat Earth first, then you might not at all find the wisdom of urine. And you certainly you're going to get stuck somewhere. So if you haven't drank piss of your own creation, because it is your creation, you did it. You ate all the food. You drank all the milk. You drank all the strawberry orange juice and did all the fasting and all this. And then if you can't consume that, then you might get stuck on the flat Earth. You might, probably not, because you'll figure that out soon enough. But if you got stuck on flat Earth, it doesn't mean you're gonna fucking figure out you should drink your piss. And then if you were so enamored by flat Earth that you figured out that like in 1856, depending on what city you lived in, you'd find mud floods, your feet might get stuck in those mud floods because you pissed on the flat Earth. How to say it? But you're not. If you just breathe a little bit, you can drink your piss all you want. You can breathe too. You're gonna fucking rise above the flat Earth. You're gonna rise above the fucking mud floods, because the mud flood is just something cool to talk about. I don't have a mud flood channel, and I don't have a flat Earth channel. This is not what my channel is about. And I've had people actually from flat Earth communities and mud flood and veganism, even though I believe in the idea that you should probably eat fruits and vegetables. I have these people come and insult what the fuck I'm saying all the time because they're not willing to listen. They're not really paying attention to transition from where are you at? Are you stuck in the mud floods? Let me help you out with the mud floods. It's the mug flugs, the muggy fluggies. No, it's funny because I made a video on this the other day saying how I think it's an easier way to get into what flat Earth is. If you realize that the mud flood might have happened, which is very clear, like you can actually walk through your streets in your city and find out very simply that there are houses that are they're just not looking right. They're not. Maybe you should go get a job. How about this? Go get a job within the industry of I don't know. You could do just about any one of these jobs within building a house. I mean, you don't gotta take architecture. I mean, if you took architecture classes, you'd realize real quick, ain't nobody building houses, ain't nobody building giant buildings where half of the building is underground. You're gonna realize that really quick. And even if you didn't know that, even if you never went to that school, you would find out by looking at it, be like, that's not making a lot of sense. And you would come really quickly to like, mud floods will bring you to flat Earth, and flat Earth hopefully will bring you to drinking your piss, because your piss is the highest form of knowledge and goodness. That's for sure. That's without question. Because then you can just take the piss and understand what people in Hollywood know. Johnny, yeah. Alan Watts said life is like a game of hide and seek between you. Yeah, like hide and seek between God and God, so he can sneak up behind you and say, "Boop." Yeah, there we go. Johnny, this is, I know, yeah, I hear you, but that's the right one. That's the right answer. Almost Famous, Angel, what? Thank you for knowing exactly what I was talking about with the golden guy jumping off the roof. Almost Famous is the great movie. Ah, shit. Alive and awake, you realize I have a big ego? Damn it. You know what? I don't. I find it. I find the ego. I find the ego game as humorous as Alan Watts does, because he says the biggest game in the world is trying to convince you that you don't have an ego and you shouldn't have one. And that dude did more drugs with more people and had more quality things to say than anybody I've ever heard. I don't care who he was part of. Um, and you know who else? Neville Goddard was an egoist. He was an egoist. Somebody explain to me why he wasn't. Neville Goddard said, you should have anything you want. He said, my brother loves the smell of money. This is what he said. This is verbatim. He said, my brother loves the smell of money. I don't happen to like the smell of money, but I know I need it because I have to pay my bills. And I don't want to be a homeless person. Basically, well, he didn't say that, but he was gearing towards that kind of concept where he said, my brother loves the smell of money, but I love the smell of roses. So I found a lot of familiarity in what he was saying, and saying I like the smell of good things. I think money stinks. I think it's terrible. In the best way. I know that it's filled with chemicals, and I know it also provides me with. If I made $100,000 in 2 months, I would start a garden and put a bunch of roses and plants around my wherever I lived, so I could go smell the roses. So did I smell the roses because I had money? So I had to smell the stink of the money to get the roses. It's terrible that it works that way, but it does. There ain't nobody in these streets out here. Come on, I'll walk down the streets with you right now. Go meet my friends that I know in the streets. I guarantee you, I know more homeless people than most people do. And when I say homeless, I mean houseless. When I say houseless, I mean people that just ain't got nowhere to sleep. You know what they could... They're too busy trying to find $1 to eat than they are smelling roses. But if they had enough money, I guarantee they'd plant themselves some roses somewhere. Because they're concerned with that. They're concerned with how the world smells and looks. Why do I know that? Because they don't smell good. So I know that they don't like the way they smell. You know, how many people here have had to live ever outside of a fucking domicile? Probably not many of you. Could you imagine if your life was like predicated like, and if you have, like, fucking, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's fucking, or a woman or whatever the fuck. Like, that's fucking terrible. That's terrible. I never wish that on my worst enemy. I've had things happen to me. I tell you 2 things that happened to me right now. that I would never wish upon anyone. One is I had my cornea cut open by a piece of metal. Have you ever had your eye cut open? You know, when I went to the, this is one of the last times I was to the doctor, and they asked me, they pointed to this little scale on the wall, and they said, well, my eye was fucking cut open. They said, what's your level of pain right now? I was like, it's not on there. And they thought because I was capable of not passing out and vomiting on myself, which was pretty much where I was. I was at the point of passing out and vomiting. I was like, it's not on there. They're like, well, it's not a 10? And I was like, no, it's just not on the scale that you have there. You know, because they put like a certain kind of smiley face and blah blah blah. Like that was one thing that happened to me. And the other one was that I don't know if anybody's ever had the gout. Oh man, that's the worst thing ever. Like to have it in your elbow, your knee, or your fucking feet, or your toe. Shit. You don't even want to know about that. That's called a rich man's king's disease. You don't want that. Nope. Nope. I don't care. I don't care if someone killed my best friend in front of me. You know what I'd say? I don't care what you do to them, but do not cut their eyeball open and do not give them the gout. That's what I would do. Because I don't care how much someone hurt. I don't care if someone beat my ass to a fucking bloody pulp. I would be like, never ever give that person the gout, and never ever give that person the feeling of having a shard of it was a metallic object, because what I was doing, I was fixing a house, because I used to build houses, and I got a shard of metal in my eye, and it cut my eye open. And I would be like, don't do either of those things to that person. That person could beat me to death in the street, and I could be puking on myself, and I would never ever do that to anyone. You want no pain, motherfucker? Go get the gout. Go fucking put a fucking metal shard in your eye. Then you can know what I know. That's why I speak the way I do. That's why I don't wish any bad on anybody. You have no idea. You have no idea. Literally zero. But back to the more important parts of this broadcast and this liveliness. This will be the last. We're at 132. See, shit, we're still in here. Let me. You know what, guys? Because I have a little bit more to give. I'm happy to give it because it is Christmas. It is the pagan holiday of the witches, the Nazis, and the shamans and everything else. I will provide you with one more beverage. No, I would never do that. Worst pain ever. Don't ever do that. Don't even look it up. If you go on to Google or any of your shit and look up either a cornea scrape or a fucking or what it feels like to have, don't do that. Just don't look up. Don't look up what the king's disease is. Don't do that. You don't want to be a king, because the pain you will suffer will be immeasurable. The gout is not an okay thing to offer anyone. So I'm gonna go get myself one more drink and remind yourself, do not look that up, because even if you looked it up and you could provide it to yourself, you wouldn't want it. I certainly, sincerely, absolutely promise you that. That's not something you want in your life. It is pain. I'm going to tell you this one more time, really quickly, before I get this beverage. When I first received the feeling of having gout in my foot, it was when I was very hardcore vegetarian, where I wouldn't take any medicine for anything. And so instead of just taking um, you know, a a substance, like say an Advil or a Tylenol, I wouldn't do that. I would deal with the pain. So I would deal with the pain for 4 or 5 or 6 days. Where if I just took some Tylenol, it would have been done, like immediately. But I dealt with the pain, which meant I didn't get to sleep because you don't sleep. You do not sleep if you have the pain of the gout. So don't ever do that to yourself. Don't ever put yourself in a situation to have the gout. And it's funny because what they tell you gives you the gout is not why I got it. And I don't even know why I got it. I don't even know how it happened because I wasn't eating the king's diet. I wasn't eating liver. I wasn't eating fucking. The only thing I was doing really was eating like maybe too much cheese or something. But that's not what they say gives it to you. They say it's like liver and um, but don't do that. Just keep yourself away from even exploring that because people do not need the kind of pain that the gout is. Where are we at here? Yeah, Johnny, not trying. Yeah, it's genuine alive. Not trying to cover his own insecurities. Yeah, I don't really. I find security in my own insecurities. I find my own awesomeness in my own inawesomeness. I try to find my own amazement in the fact that I'm not entertained by anything. It's that. It's the curious conundrum of how things work. Johnny Lang, and you're saying a lot of great things here. You said everything. You said it's all fad in one way or another. Yes, it is. It where do you get fads from? Everybody needs something to like cling on to. Everybody needs a moment or an idea, which is a fad. It's a um, like it's kind of like this. You buy your new car, and you love it for a day, then for a month, and then all of a sudden you need a new car. You move in your new house. You find a new TV show to watch, or you find a new person you like. It's all the same thing. Like I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy a TV show. I'm not saying you should enjoy your house because you should. You should love your house. You should love your TV show. You should love your whatever you find. But for most people, they find fad. Like there's what's called I think it was Terrence McKenna that said this about the 30 years worth of fads. Like every 30 years, you have a new something. And someone that I know said, "Hey, look at this. Reminds me of a shirt that I had and a when I was 10." And so you could guess how old the person is. I was like, well, because that's the way it works. Because that's why when you're 40, you like what was going on when you was a child. To remember is a remembrance, and when you're 70, you remember when you were 10 or 40. It's based upon it goes back to the threes. So yeah, it's always a fad, my friend. I mean, when isn't it? Let me show you what a fad is. Today, right now, you enjoy listening to me. If you listen to me 30 years from now, there's gonna be one or two reasons you do that. It's either that you know who I am, and so you respect me, and you're my friend, and we hang out, and I'll probably listen to you, and we probably have a conversation together. That's one way. Or it's because you haven't advanced at all, and you're still listening to the same bullshit I've been saying for, like, I say the same bullshit fucking every day. Like, I've never said anything new. I mean, it sounds new to some people. So it's not a fad to listen to me per se. Like, it's not a fad to listen to yourself. It's not a fad to do anything. You ever met that motherfucker that had the same Lincoln Continental from 1950 that now is also all of a sudden like 80 years old, that has the same car that looks beautiful? Like, that's because that person cared for that thing. Now, he's not doing a better job at the world than the person that keeps buying a new car. Let's just make that clear. But it is of the same perception that like things I know today will serve me tomorrow. That's somebody that keeps and holds on to. Do you remember that movie? Let me try to show it to you in a movie way. Um, the one where what's the dude's name? Um, oh, I'm gonna have to walk inside and find this dude's name because it's a fucking amazing movie. It's the dude that does all the cool the really awesome drug that his brain works better. Help me out here, somebody. He the fuck is his name? He's done a bunch of really cool movies. I'm gonna just say it one more time. He does this one drug, and he goes and finds it, and then has to go through this whole shit, and he becomes smarter than the person that created the drug. Here, I'm gonna go right to the bottom. Bradley Cooper, yes, thank you. And what's the name of the movie? Angel what? Bradley Cooper, thank you. What's the name of the movie though? And Bradley Cooper is a fucking amazing cat. He's hilarious. What's the name of the Limitless? Thank you. So let me scroll back up the top and finish what I was saying. So collapsing that into that movie is there's at the even when he wasn't doing it, there was nothing he couldn't have done. But the drug actually in that movie was probably urine. Me and Maya and Jen had this conversation a while ago that we were pretty certain that it's kind of like if you watch a lot of Hollywood movies, you'll find some references to piss in the movies. Or urine or someone pissing in a fountain. Now, I've made a video on the fountain thing many times. Two times I made it on the fountain, and then, well, not the fountain the movie, but the fountain is the fountain being urine. But anyways, the idea is this, that during that movie, he was finding so much newness in life over realizing he could just absorb and create newness with everything, that he told the person that supposedly made the drug, and the drug was, here, more brain, more newness. He just told him to fuck off. Remember? How did he do that? How could he know that? Because it it was less about the substance and more about the way that he perceived things. His perception changed everything. Let me scroll back into your comments, and I got half a beer, and I got to 2 hours here. I'm at 144, which is my, funny enough, the weight that I got down to many times when I fast is 144 pounds, and here we are at 144. Funny enough. Yeah, Fire Drake, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Fire Drake, you said sufferers say it's like being jabbed with a million tiny white hot needles. This is 100% fucking correct. This is why I would never, like, if I could challenge someone in the death ring of like, here, sit with me for an hour. I couldn't even give someone 10 minutes of that pain. Like, that's the thing. That's it. Like, but if you sat there with it for like fucking 4 days, pff, that's silly. That's silly. It affects only the upper class. Like shit. If it only affected the upper class, give me my money for suffering that. But it's still funny to me. Oh yeah, oh, Live and Awake. Oh, you did it from welding? Shit. I was when I did it, it was so what happened was Live and Awake. I was what was I doing at the time? Let me try to find this. Um because I work with all tools, I could build a house top to bottom. I was using a I was grinding something off of like a steel something, blah blah blah. I was just doing something. I don't fucking remember too well, but you know, I just all day I had this kind of itchy eyeball, right? I was like, man, and then I went to sleep, and then I had the rapid eye movement, and it started to like obviously do a lot of problem to my eyeball, and I woke up at like I don't know 2 o'clock, and I said to a friend of mine, I was like, yo, you need to take me to the hospital right now. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, you don't go to the hospital. I was like, yes, I do. Right now, let's go. And as soon as I got to the hospital, they shined a bright light in my eye. Well, I'd not assume they made me wait. You know, that's what they do. They make you wait, and then they shine a bunch of bright lights on my eye. I was like, yo, this is fucking terrible. And they're like, oh, how bad is it? Look at the wall. And I was like, dude, it's fucking off the chart. Just can you? They're like, well, why are you still awake? Why are you still talking? Like, it's not that bad. Like, yeah, right. You don't know. So yeah, that was fucking that was terrible, 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 terrible. Yeah. Oh, Johnny, yeah, it's not a helpful thing to anybody to look up. Yeah, the disease of the kings and the king of disease. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Fire Drake. Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. I would never. If I could say I'll give you your, hey, I'll say it this way. If I could give you your own world and said that all it cost you was having the gout once for a day, I would redact that statement and say no, you don't deserve it. I would give you your world anyways without your fucking eyeball hurting or your fucking knee hurting or your fucking elbow hurting or like any of that, any of the shit that I'm just talking about. Because that's just no. I don't think the world is to be suffered to require you like I don't think you're required to suffer to have a good life. I don't think that. I think that's silly. I think that's a dumb idea. But yeah, it is no it's by far and away the worst shit you could ever and to say that I don't have that like more often than I should. Here, I'll give you this funny fucking fact. It's not a fact. It's just a funny joke that I heard. You know there's somebody that's walking around today that has literally eaten more mayonnaise or whatever the fuck you like to say it. There's somebody out here that's eating more mayonnaise than anyone else. And that person's walking around, or maybe they're kind of. I mean, you'd probably have to be in a bed just eating mayonnaise. But there's somebody that's done that. So it's equivalent. Having gout is equivalent to being the person that ate so much mayonnaise that you can't even get out of your fucking bed. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, Fire Jake. Hope you don't get it, man. You look too good in good shape, man. You don't deserve that shit. Hippies of the Caribbean. Is it the Caribbean or the Caribbean or the Caribbean? Or the there's three ways you can say Caribbean. It's Caribbean or Caribbean, or there's one other way you can say it. It's very funny, Fire Jack. It's very funny you say the Southern comes out you when you say why. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm the most northern person from the South, probably. No, there's a lot of Northerners down here, but I try to I try to take that northern and southern thing that I have and put them together and be funny with it. Oh, Lucy's a good one, and it's so funny you say Lucy. I'm gonna get a tattoo really soon. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna have to trade with somebody because I have a couple of tattoo machines. I've tattooed most of myself. But I've traded tattoos with people, and I I just don't want to go to a shop to get it done. You know what I mean? And I want Lucy from uh, the it's the cat that did fucking South Park, and then South Park was or no, not South Park. Excuse me. I apologize. No, South Park is an amazing show. It's probably the greatest show ever. But the shitty ass show that was on for like what is it on for like 20 years now, and then they made this show called Disenchanted. Anybody know Disenchanted? And Lucy is the black devil character in it, and I really it's an amazing character, and I so look up Disenchanted. And is the I do apologize for saying it was South Park because South Park is an amazingly written story every single fucking time that has nothing to do with the shitty writing that is see I to call it shitty writing is probably bad on my part. It's probably not good on my part because I never written any shows. I'm not like I still watch their shows and it's fucking funny. But um, South Park is just much more amazing. But yeah, go look up Disenchanted. Yeah, Edwin Bailey. Yeah, thank you for everybody. Just as soon as I say don't look it up, everybody in here, you fucking assholes, go and look it up. Fuck you guys. To remind me, yeah, like yeah, the GABA GABA because it's about the GABA. Yeah, yeah. Don't yo GABA GABA me. Yeah, cherries are great. Yeah, I eat a lot of cherries, but they don't. It doesn't really help. Seem seems like I have to suffer. How dare you, alive and awake? Why do I gotta suffer? Well, that's tough. I don't believe in karma the way you might fight Drake, or or uh, or alive and awake that said I gotta suffer to have a good life. Where's my good life? I've been suffering too long. Let me get a good life already. Oh, Kia. What up, Kia? Yeah, disenchantment. There we go. What's up, Richard Kerr? I got a few more minutes here, and until I'm done with this beverage over on my right hand side, get that good ass water with that good ass Prana B. Thank you for that. Richard Kerr, good, 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 good. Anything you got to ask, I'm here for it. So you just, you just. Celery juice is the new wave. Yeah, celery juice is the new wave, and it's good because a lot of reasons. Most people don't have very good bone structure, and they don't have good, what's inside of the bone. Here, I'll help you out, Kia. What's inside of the bone? Bone marrow. The bone marrow. Like, see, this is what the sodium and calcium is. It's like that's the bone. That's people. This is the celery. The celery is the bone. Look at it. Look at it. It looks like the bone of your forearm, and if you snap it, it sounds the same way. It has the same amount of sodium. So this is fun stuff. But if you're gonna eat sodium, this is why usually you put peanut butter and raisins on the celery. Remember the peanut butter raisin celery? Everybody knows this ants on a log shit, right? So the peanut butter and the celery, and then you have the ants, which would be the grapes. Those things are those are three of the four elements. But what you could do is put chocolate on there, which will give you more of the magnesium. So you need magnesium there too. There you go, Kia. Ants on a log plus a little bit of chocolate. I mean, you get magnesium in a different way, but the ants, which would be would be like a port wine or a I don't know. It could be anything grape variety. I mean, that's a grape turns into a but that grape or raisin would be the same thing as consuming dates or my favorite thing ever, which I explained to you earlier, Kia, if you weren't here. Oh, Kia, you sipping gin? What kind of gin you? Hey, Kia. What kind of gin you sipping on? I had gin earlier tonight. It was called like, I think it was called like it was called like the Death World or the Death something. It was called like Dead something. It was really cool. It was a really delicious. It was the funniest thing because a friend of mine drank it and then she was like, "Yeah, you gotta drive home." I was like, "Oh, holy shit!" I was like, I just drank as much as you did all day today, and I was capable of driving. I wasn't even capable of driving. I was like perfectly like sober because I drank this thing called like it was like death fuel or something. So let me. Hey, if I miss anybody's comments here, Richard Kerr, have I heard of Lodge 49? Is that a liquor or is that like actually a lodge where the Masons go? I don't know that. No, man, I don't know. Lodge 49 is that? It seems like a gin though. Edwin Beverly, if you want to help that person, you could ask me a question and tell me how fucked up they are, and I could tell them to fix it. There's plenty of ways to fix it. The easiest ways to fix it is distilled water, urine, and turmeric, and oil. Like that would be the easiest way. But if you want to ask me a little more precise question, Edwin Beverly, I could answer that for you. And you don't want more iron. Iron is gonna hurt them more. You don't want iron. Medicinal medium promotes celery. Yes, I think a lot of people need more celery in their diet. Yes, celery is a good idea. Richard Kerr, I was just told by YouTube I'm too excited and need to. No, man. You said fair dinkum. You out there in the lower realm, huh? You out there in Australia, huh? No, don't worry, man. It ain't me. I ain't telling you. Keep talking, man. Keep talking. I will allow it if they'll let me tell you. You can stop cutting him off. Stop cutting Richard Kerr off. Bombay Sapphire. Kia. Bombay, the white bottle, or Bombay Sapphire, the blue elephant bottle. Because you want Bombay Sapphire if you want to. Yeah, raisins are high iron in the what you can use by your body, but it also has gold in it. I've been told that there's gold in raisins, which come from the grapes. All right, who else did I meet? Jordan Wheeland is in the building. Good to see you, Jordan. All right, here we are. I got. Let me see how many more minutes I have left on here. Okay, guys, I got 28%. So I'll give you the whole 28% worth of this, and then not till New Year's, and not till the next real true New Year's, because there's gonna be something I'm gonna do, so I can get fucking fat, jacked up, and goofy. And I'm gonna start doing this. This is all gonna be for physical body formatting. Well, you can just listen to my old shit if you want to know how to make your mind work right. Yeah. So what up? What up? What else? So I gotta answer here. Um, got Jordan here. I got Richard Kerr. Yeah, okay, Lodge 49. All right. All right. All right. Is there a true? Give me 1 second, Kia. I can't read it because I have a. Let me see. Once somebody says something after you, I can read it because I have a little blue arrow beneath. So it says, "Is the true Blanc New Year is the Chinese New Year is Blanc Blanc of spring?" No, I don't think the Chinese know as much as. No, the New Year's is where it is for you. Mm. The true New Year's is the spring, which means my New Year's where I live is the spring of my town and my city. Or where you live, your New Year's is a different day. It's as soon as spring is sprung. It's different in every region. I'll make it that simple, because no, there's no singular date, because if there's like right now today, it, look it, I'm sitting here in. The only reason I put shoes on because my floor was a little cold, but it's been 70 all day. A lot of people live in like 30-degree weather during Christmas or Christmas or whatever. So it's cold, and so you got the Santa Claus thing, and you got the you know the there's probably a little bit of frozen water in the air, and then you have this snowflakes that are falling, and then other regions it's like 100 degrees. Like they can't believe in Christmas, and they can't have the same. But 6 months from now, it might be cold there, and it might be very fucking warm where we are. Johnny, yeah, man, have fun with that if you do that. But there's so many videos I've made, and they're always like 2 hours of fucking, like an hour is indiscriminate, ridiculous bullshit that I have to say about nothing, and then an hour is probably the most amazing thing you'll ever hear in your life. But I think that's why I like doing it this way. Is that if I can talk a bunch of bullshit for an hour, that if you're willing to listen to me just talk bullshit, you get an hour of awesomeness. And so that would be pretty much the totality of the videos that I've made. There you go, Richard Kerr. Zen Mass, Kia Mass, and Rich Mass, and Christ's sake, fuck it all. Fuck it all. Let's just say some weird shit. I like it. Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta just um, find what's relevant to you at the time. And from when we say what's New Year, I think New Year is really when the spring comes about. You know, when you see flowers and things like that's actually the New Year. The fake New Year is it comes standard protocol is New Year is January 1st. That's not really New Year. That's just an undecided date. Like, no. Yeah, thank you, Fire Jake. Yeah. Okay, guys. I got about like probably. Let me see. I got probably like 20 more minutes in here. So so keep your goofiness to an outlandish level, because you have to be outlandish. You have to be out of your fucking mind to be listening to me on Christmas. So you either realize that this is fucking family here, or your family is weird, or I don't know what it is, but I appreciate you guys showing up. It's really cool. It makes me feel like some people are as dumb as I am, or as smart as I am, or whatever. So stay happy, stay drunk, and stay weird. And I'm still gonna do this for another 20 minutes, so it's not the end of the video. I know normally at the end of the video I'll say some shit like that, but all right, all right, all right. Oh, that's right. Oh, Kia, you're a Scorpio. That's right. That's why I like you, cause you're a Scorpio. Goddamn fucking Scorpios, man. Why they always nipping up my heels? Oh, Richard Kerr. That yeah. You know what's funny is there's only a couple signs that really will fucking deal with, and fuck with the Geminis, and Scorpio is one of them. It's very funny. It's Scorpio, which is really weird. It's Scorpios and a Sagittarius, and then you also have a couple that like they'll do it but they hate it. Yeah, Pisces. Is that Corona? What up, yo? What you doing? Yeah, you. Oh, Kia, you the 18th of November. Yeah, that's right. So okay, go on to a get yourself get yourself one of those how to put it, if you take a clock, and you on that clock you got 12 to 1, 12 to 2, and you got the whole, 12 hours in a day, and you put them up against where all the signs are. See, you know a little bit of astrology. So where does my sign sit next to your sign? It's the triangulation of signs. Jordan Whelan got some good news. The girl's expecting. Oh, you got another baby coming on the way? Oh shit. Oh yeah. Hey Jordan, congratulations on another baby coming on the way. How many do you have already? This is their first one? There, hey, Fire Drake, you know a little too much about the signs, man. Yeah. Ain't that funny? Cause Leo's, what day is it? Would you tell me? Like, you don't have to put it on. You don't have to put it on here. You could tell me. I mean, you could tell me another way. Is it? Because I know 5 Leos that I just don't get along with. but I have 2 Leos that I really get along with, which is very funny. Your mom, hey, is that Crony? Your mom probably hates Gemini's because she knows if you fuck with me on me on here. Why talk to the Gemini's, yo? They're fucking they're the dual nature of all things. Yeah, so hold on here. Hold on. Hey, Zet, get at me right here. You said your ma hates Geminis and Sagittarius. Well, what is she? Try that one out. July 20. Oh, so Fire Drake. So me and you get along because you're my next door neighbor. Okay, so here's how the astrology works. I'll break it down for people that don't understand this. You probably already know this. Fire Drake, you already know this, but let me break it down for everybody else. So if I live in your neighborhood and I live at the end of the block, and the end of the block there's a one of those circle thingies, right? You know, where you got like 6 people live around that little merry-go-round right there. Your neighbor on your left and your neighbor on your right are going to respond to you differently. It doesn't matter because they're going to actually have a sign that is to your left and right. So if I'm a Gemini, then my next door neighbor, because I'm born in June, then my next door neighbor is born in July, and we can play with that a little bit. My neighbor in July might be able to see who I am and or correspond with me, as long as their moon sign and their rising sign. And see, this gets confusing for people, but if I keep it in sun sign, so I say you're born this day, we make it very simple. If I'm born in June and you're born in July, like, maybe I won't get along with you, but you'll probably get along with me. Or if you're born in let's go January, February, March, April, May. If someone's born in May, am I gonna get along with them? I don't know. Are they gonna get along with me, or am I gonna get along with them? Because that's how it works. Because your next door neighbor on this block that you live, on the right hand side, you're gonna get along with them. On the left hand side, you ain't getting along with them. And it's gonna go the whole way around the block. And you know why? Because 2 blocks away, or excuse me, 2 houses away, or excuse me, 3 houses away, 3 houses. This is the houses, the 12 houses, because that's why they call them houses. That's why you're gonna get along with the same thing. You're gonna triangulate. So if I find somebody that is 3 notches back from me, I'm gonna get along with them, right? Isn't that how it works? So if you have air, fire, earth, and water, what you have is every 3 signs change. Every 3 signs is, so if I go air, then I go fire, earth, water, then I go air. So excuse me, 4 signs. I see, that's where I fucked it up. Then every 3rd degree, which would be the triangulation, which is why 3 is an important number. Then every 4th sign is why we're going to get out of 12, we can divide by. If we divide 12 by 4, we get 3. So so there's the 3 and the 4, right? So every 4th sign is going to be the same thing as me. So Gemini, look at, somebody made an album. Does anybody know this album? Here, come on, pay attention. Here, this is very simple. Aquarius and Gemini, Aquemini is the album. One of the greatest albums ever made. bar none to anyone, because they're both vocal. So you see Andre 3000 and Big Boy made an album called Aquemini, because Aquemini runs this shit full. That's what they told you. So the Aquemini is the Aquarius and the Gemini, because they're far enough away, they're close enough together. So I go Gemini, and then I get up to Aquarius, right? And there it is. Both air signs. You can also find your opposite, which would be, what's the opposite to a Gemini? Find somebody born in January, the end of January. Find me an end of January person. I'm gonna get along with them very, very, but we're also gonna bat heads. Zet, there you go. Fire burns earth. Oh, apparently, my stream is almost done, because I'm getting I got like 20 left here. Let me see what y'all had to say. A little behind. It's always funny to people that know astrology always just, hey, I'm just gonna go off on the tangents that I do in this way. People that know astrology hold to it to the point to a fault. People that know astrology and believe in it, because it is true to a degree, they will hold you to your astrology sign to a fault, as long as they don't. If they knew your rising sign and your moon sign, they wouldn't do it. But most people that know astrology just a little bit hold you to your sun sign. Like, I'll be very clear with people. I don't know. I can't be sure when I was born, but I've been told that my moon and my sun are both Gemini. But yet, every time someone guesses what I am, they guess my rising sign, because that's what you show to people. Even though I'm Gemini everywhere, I have like 5 Gemini in my chart, 5, and then the rest of them are a bunch of different things, right? But no one guesses that, because they guess my rising sign immediately, which I think is Libra, which is like, don't I sound judgmental? See, isn't that funny? A lot of people find me judgmental, even though I'm not. I'm just saying something. I'm saying something out of my moon and my sun, which finds this medium of sounding judgmental, because, well, that's just the way I talk. Richard Kerr, sorry about that. How do I complicate? Yeah, I must have, didn't I? Sorry, Richard Kerr, for complicating, or complimenting, depends. Yeah, no, I will comment on a bunch of people, what they said here, and let me start with Kia, and then get to Fire Drake and Jordan, maybe. Yeah, okay, let's do this. I didn't know half my fam. Yeah, I think it'd be the most crazy thing when all of us meet in person. Because I watched this movie. Here, I'll give you a movie. I'll give you a movie to watch, guys. I don't know if you've seen it. Go watch Ready Player One. Go watch that. It's really, 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 really good. It's really amazing movie. If you've seen it, tell me, and if you haven't, I'll tell you why it's amazing, but I won't give it away. And it's amazing because it gives an astrological and a perspective of the um, how people live these how people live these days, like where they're always online. Like right now, I'm online, even though like you know me for like 2 hours online, but I know most people, you know, 8 hours offline. But most people in the new world, they know people 8 hours online and 2 hours, and yeah, that's an overstatement. So I think it'd be very fucking funny to meet all of you in real time. Because it's gonna be funny because I'm going to be exactly the same way. I can only tell off of your few comments how you're gonna be. I mean, I've met a couple of you in real time, and I've talked to a few of you people in a little more than uh, comments here, but I think it'd be hilarious, hilarious. Richard Kurt, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. I do. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, Johnny. You know, no. We yes, we'd break most of the Matrix. It would be so done. No, people like us aren't allowed to meet in real time. I mean, soon. I think so. I believe so, but you know, you can't. I've always assumed that they keep the gods away, the gods and the goddesses away from each other. Uh, because if they were too close, then someone could destroy the world by destroying all of us. We just don't. Oh, look at that! So funny. There's the moon is right there. Here, you guys want to see the moon a little more? It's right up. It's right at the top of the screen. Richard Kerr, we met before. When the fuck did we meet, Richard? Oh, did this? We did this one time in public, didn't we? Well, it's good to meet you again. I'm terrible with words and uh, um, because I find people's names to be so secondary to who they are. Like if I were to see you again in person, I'd be like, oh, of course I know who the fuck you are. Yeah, wait, Johnny, what movie is trash? That's not Johnny. That movie's not trash. This movie's not trash. Bullshit, Johnny. I can't hear you no more right now. Ready Player One. Is that what you're saying is trash? No, it's not. No, not at all. No. I don't agree with this. And here's why I don't agree with it. It's very simple because I could give you some of the most craziest movies to watch that would be amazing, but I can't comment and connect with most people if I say go watch this movie. I gotta find some, you know, just normal movies. I can't just tell everybody to watch Hero. I can't tell everybody to watch Jet Li and look into all the symbolism. I can't tell everybody to watch The Fountain. I can't tell everybody to watch all the fucking magic movies. I can't tell people to watch The Magicians of the series. I'm gonna make you watch fucking 30 episodes of The Magicians. That'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Would it not be so? Oh, Last Airbender. Oh yeah. Okay, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny, I got you. Yeah, The Last Airbender is trash. The movie. Who made that? Was that your dude? That the Indian cat. Didn't he make that one? He made like three really bad movies in a row, and now I think he just made one of the greatest movies ever. I haven't seen it yet, but M Night Shyamalan, didn't he make that? Didn't okay? I might be wrong here. Just let me know if I'm wrong. But didn't M Night Shyamalan make the fucking? The, yeah, thank you. Yeah, M Night Shyamalan. He's done some really great work, but I think that there's a problem with between a writer, a director, and the person that's like filming it, and then the dialogue between who's writing it. Like you can't always you can't always do really good with movies. You know what I'm saying? Like that's yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. This is we'll call this the last fucking last of Zen for a little while. It's been fun. Hopefully all of you enjoyed this. You know how to get at me. You got my email. It's on most of my videos. You can get at me at the Instagrams. I'm terrible at responding, but yeah, have a beautiful night. Do cool things. Enjoy your meanest Venus in Mercury. Well, the overlaying of the moon is shooting out stars of the sunshine and all of that shit. However that shit works, I don't know. But stay glorious and weird and true to yourself, and always find integrity no matter what it takes. Even if you don't know what integrity means, do that. Do the damn thing and be the best version of yourself as possible. You're a bunch of fuck ups, but I love you anyways. We'll talk soon in the future. Stay cool, y'all.